The first thing is there should not be like a wank and swank kind of a thing in this area, which is normally real estate is known about wearing slim fit suits, wearing no socks, getting a big Mercedes out there in front of the house and show off. That doesn't happen in this area because there's mums and dads there. They got an average income and you should not make them feel that you're a superior or something. You have to be people person. So it's not like treat the vendors and buyers as numbers, treat them genuinely, understand their situation, because these people have, as I said before, they poured their heart in arranging a 10% deposit on their first home, and then we're going to upsize or downsize. There's a situation in their family. You need to understand that situation very well in order to guide them. You need to be proactive. So it's not like if someone is looking for houses and you're just waiting on a Saturday for them to appear, and have to appear on Sundays, weekdays inspection, weekends inspection. You have to be up. It's not an eastern suburbs agents where you dress like a standing outside the house and someone will come. It's more proactive. It's not estate agent, it's real. So real estate agents means you're a real agent. You have to be people's person, people by people, and then you need to understand, have empathy as well. Those are the things very important in this area. I'll send you a price update. It just have some comparison sales on that. I won't mention how much your house is worth, but it give you a brief information. Once our appraisal is done, then I'll send you a proposal as well through Realtair, which have detailed information, fees, charges, and all other things. But as soon as you have a look on that, I'll give you a call back. Hi, I was just thinking I have a buyer for your house. And then what a coincidence. I was actually looking at your proposal and you called me, and it was on Sunday. It literally happened to one of my clients. His name was Saleh. I was grocery shopping and then Saleh actually looked into that. Saleh looked into my proposal. I straight away messaged him. Hi Saleh, this is Taney. I've got some good news for you. Do you have some time to talk regarding our meeting, what happened last time? And he said, yeah. What a coincidence. I was about to call you. And I straight away jumped on the phone. I put my grocery trolley on the stride, called him and booked an appointment, and we listed that property. You said, I'm not selling it for another 6 months. I'll put you in our database, send you some price updates every month so that you know what's happening in the area. Anytime you want a proper appraisal or review your house, I can do that. I'll put you in Realtair. Realtair gives you a dashboard. It will show all the properties in the past, so you don't have to manage them in an Excel sheet or in a CRM. The good part is you can just go there, edit, resend, and regenerate those reports by adding up new recent sales from CoreLogic and send it again. If they haven't seen that for 24 hours, I give them a call again. I've just sent you a link. Have a look on that. People are always curious to see what happened in the marketplace. I normally send those messages in the evening because when these people are back from work, they're always on their phones, 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. or I send them early in the morning. That's how I use Realtair. It depends upon how many I send, how many appraisals I've done, but my goal is always about 150 a month. Whoever is in my database, I just keep sending them a price update. I also write down 77 anniversary drive sold or under contract today, and sometimes it is 15, sometimes in a month it could be 100. I would say 97%, 95% of them are coming back and talking. I feel like with Realtair, it gives you an edge. Just type the address, put up your phone on one side, look at your past buyers, all the data, realestate.com leads, and start sending to them. It's about staying proactive. Back in 2014, when I started business, we used to rely on door knocking, cold calling, or letterbox drops. I was more into cold calling. I still do that. With Realtair, I would say the difference is the connection between those people. It's a long-term game. And previously what was happening is I was losing the connection, because if I've got 1,000 people in my database, I cannot take them or get connected with them regularly. So we divide them into parts and we send them this price update. So every second month, every month they get a price update, which is like a connection. They know I exist in the industry. And when there's a need of selling a house, they call us. And another best part of Realtair is that once you fill up the details of the client, you don't have to fill it up again. As soon as I put up the address, it automatically pops up with the name and phone number and email address. Let's say the things we do in 10 hours can be done in a minute. And through this, we just straight away reach on the mobile phones of the people. I'm a great user of Realtair. I believe in that because it's a very good product. I always say prospecting is oxygen. That's the quote I wrote before Eric. I would say that Realtair is like an oxygen cylinder, which actually pumps in the oxygen or pumps out the oxygen. So yeah, without that, it's hard. It's It's more about leaving the commission breath out there. Everything starts from the first point of view when you do an appraisal with the vendor. Everybody wants a premium price. There's no one who's going to say my house is less than a mansion. You need to correct them. You need to be upfront. I'm not saying you say negative about the house, but you have to be true to them. If you want this price, you have to wait. If today's market, this is where the property stands, show them the comparison sales. If an appraisal is done correctly and the expectations are set up correctly, they'll be able to sell it under 4 weeks or 5 weeks maximum. And during that 5 weeks period, if the campaign is done correctly with the communication, because communication plays an important role during this negotiation, the vendors getting communicated regularly, marketing is done properly, then I don't think they would struggle. Secondly, to get listings, there's heaps of listings out there in the market. If they do active prospecting, they know what hours needs to prospect. Like 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. is the most important time for prospecting, because a lot of people are home and always answer. If they're disciplined about it, I think they would be able to get the listings. We didn't have this much technology way back. Things used to take time. Now it has changed a lot. Things have improved and done in like span of seconds. But then with the technology, as I said before, how we need to understand people and their life and then guide them. Empathy is more important.